So recently I've had a lot of companies reach out to me talking about a lot of different things that they'd like me to discuss. You know, their products, the things that they sell, their Kickstarters. And to be totally honest, I've turned a lot of them down. But there were a lot of specific ones that I really did actually want to talk about. They were very kind to me, very generous, and I really support their product. Not only that, I started thinking about game immersion and the things that you can do to add to that. There are a lot of really cool tools that can add some very fun atmosphere to your table. However, there are a lot of ones that you gotta avoid. To be honest, there's a lot of low quality, as a lot of high quality. So I just wanted to talk about the ones that I use at my table, as well as give this an opportunity to give shine to those products that I genuinely think deserve the attention that they've been asking for. So I wanted to go through all that. So let's talk about that. The first thing I want to make abundantly clear in this video is that every single product that I'm going to talk about here is one that I personally do use or would use. The reason I want to make that clear is because yes, a lot of companies did reach out and ask me to review these products, but I actually turned down most of them. The only ones that I'm talking about here are the ones where I went, yeah, this is something I'd use. The reason I'm stating that up front is because I don't want you guys to think that I'm peddling you something that I personally don't actually vouch for. Everything in here has been used in my games or is something that I absolutely intend on using in my games once I get my hands on it. So with that out of the way, let's talk about these products and why I think they're fun to use and why they can add a lot to your game, but also what it means to actually have immersion and atmosphere at your game in the first place. See, the funny thing is, a lot of the things I'm going to be talking about in this video are not necessary at all. In fact, I would say all of them are. The only thing you need to play Dungeons & Dragons is dice, and even that is somewhat nebulous. Truthfully, it's just about role-playing and being imaginative. You don't need anything to create that immersion. Now that being said, you don't need it, but it sure is nice to have it, right? Nothing beats the ability to just draw people into a game and to create an experience so unique, so fun, and so memorable, and using these tools can really help elevate that experience. It's not necessary, no, but it's so hard to argue that it doesn't create a truly special moment for everybody. So, with that out of the way, let's get started. The first thing that I can recommend when it comes to creating atmosphere is music. Music has such a keen way of creating an atmosphere in somebody's head. It influences humans in ways nothing else does. It's so bizarre how you can take a truly emotional scene from a movie or a TV show, and if you remove the music, suddenly it just doesn't quite hit that hard. Music just connects to that part of our brain that really makes us feel something. Now for music and sound design, to be honest with you, I personally just use the ambiances that I make on my second channel. Shameless plug here, I know, but I'm not apologizing for it. Go check it out if you want. If not, I'm not offended. Now the way that I do that is I actually do use a program called Epidemic Sound. They have a ton of awesome royalty-free music, and that's really important for me because I intend on using this music a lot of the times in things that will hopefully someday go up on the channel. It's really important to have that so I don't get demonetized, yada yada. It's not necessary, but it legitimately is incredibly helpful for creating things for my game because it allows you to sort by mood, genre, and a lot of different other things. If I want a suspenseful moment, I can go literally just search suspenseful, dark, creepy, and it'll bring up a ton of different things. If I specifically want it for a sci-fi campaign, I can also just add in a tag in there, something to do with sci-fi like drones or electric sounds, and it will find something for me. It has been so helpful, and it legitimately is a great tool. Now, I won't recommend it to everybody because you do have to pay for the service, and I'm not going to just tell you to go out and do that because, hey, I wanted to. It's also important to note that I'm not actually affiliated with them in any ways. They don't sponsor me. I just legitimately like their tool. But there are a lot of other really good ways of getting sound design at your game. For example, Sirenscape. I've used that before, and that's amazing. But truthfully, for most home games, I'm gonna be honest with you, you usually just have to Google something or look it up on YouTube real quick, and you can find something that you need. I would recommend before your games finding these things beforehand so that you can be prepared for them. If you know a certain note or a certain thing is going to happen in your game, be ready for that. If it's possible that one of your players may die, have something ready so that you can set that dramatic tone, or if you know it's going to be a suspenseful, creepy dungeon, have a playlist ready for that. Music is a great way of setting the atmosphere, but nothing will pull your players out of the immersion more than not having something ready for that. If you have to stop and look for music, it will take them out of the moment. Or if you forget to change the music and they're having a truly heroic moment and it's still playing that peaceful exploration music, it's not going to come across that well. So be ready with that. Don't use it if you're not prepared to use it. Otherwise, it will draw out of the immersion. Truthfully, if you ask me, if you're going to do nothing else, have the sound design set. You could just have a piece of paper and general plastic pins to be able to represent your minis, but have the music. It will make a whole difference. Next up for immersion is obviously the atmosphere surrounding the room. What is it that you're doing to create that atmosphere, not necessarily of just your campaign, but of being at a D&D table. There are certain things that just draw excitement of being at a D&D table. The Dungeon Master screen, an initiative tracker, something that legitimately does sit there and create that sense of we are playing D&D, and that is a good feeling. Personally, I have a really amazing handcrafted Dungeon Master screen that my wife got me for Christmas, and I absolutely love it. I'll go ahead and link in the description if you want to go to the Etsy shop. Again, not sponsored. I'll be honest, I'm going to stop saying not sponsored. When I am actually sponsored, or if a company has actually given me products, I will make that clear. But just assume if I don't say anything, it's just me generally talking about the product and I don't have anything affiliated with them. Another thing I would genuinely recommend is having something to track initiative where everybody can see it. Just writing it down on a paper is good and fine, and honestly, it's not a terrible system. But if your players can actually see the initiative out in front of them and everybody knows, it is amazing how much faster combat goes, because everybody knows exactly when their turn is, they're going to be prepared for it, they're going to be searching through their spells and be ready when it comes to their turn, because everybody knows what's coming next. I personally use this little lovely initiative tracker, and I actually really enjoy it. It's been awesome, and it was a gift from one of my players. And while I don't always bring it out, because sometimes it's a little hard to get ready, when I do have it ready, it is amazing and helps combat move so much quicker. But that's great, right? That's all fine and dandy. The thing that we really think about when it comes to immersion, however, is the maps. Battle maps. Let's be honest, they're awesome. Seeing them really puts you in the moment because you can visualize what's happening on the field. There is so much to be said for a beautiful battle map because it can immediately set the scene and set the tone for your players. Yes, you can use grid paper and draw it out and say this is a volcano and this is lava, or you can use this. How much of a difference did it make to originally just show that drawing and then show this? How much more of a visceral reaction do you have? By the way, this is one of the moments where I'm kind of sponsored, not really. Essentially, these products were just sent to me for free to review. Yarro Studio sent this to me. They didn't ask for anything. They asked if maybe I could talk about it on my channel, but they did not demand anything. They just wanted me to generally have their product and see if it was something that I liked, and I did. This is amazing. This is probably one of my favorite products because it means I can have a high detail and ready map without ever actually needing to prepare in case something comes out of nowhere, which, given my players, things come out of nowhere a lot. Each one has a dry erase finish, and I honestly love this product. So much that I actually bought all of this. I bought out almost their entire store just because of how much I genuinely like their products and how much I genuinely liked talking with them. They were some of the most amazing people, and they were so awesome to work with. Again, they didn't sponsor me. They just decided to send me this one book, but when I tried to order this store, the order got delayed, not because of them, but because of something else, and yet they took responsibility for it. They gave me a massive discount off of the product, which, by the way, I can share with you guys. There is a coupon code in the description. And they added even more for free. I basically got most of their products without hardly paying anything for it. And again, I will emphasize, this is all without a sponsorship or a partnership. They did not expect anything in return. They were just being helpful and nice for being helpful and nice sake. I can't express enough how much I love Yarro Studios after working with them like that. My interactions with them have been wonderful, and I just wanted to give them a shout out. It was really important to me that their products got out there because I genuinely think they're very high quality, and also because they were so kind to me, and I think that deserves to be rewarded in any way I can give it. But this is just one way of creating battle maps, right? Like, honestly, I love the products, but just having the flat battle map, sometimes it isn't what you want. I know a lot of DMs really like having epic set pieces, and man, did I wish that I have had an epic set piece, but I really haven't before. I've tried. In the first campaign I did, I created a home-built map, and it was terrible. In fact, look at this. This is the best that I could do given my current college budget and the ability to basically only have 30 minutes to create the map. But I did my best, and I honestly never had anything more than that. Sometimes having that 3D feel is absolutely amazing. We've all seen the Dwarven Forge maps that Matt Mercer makes, and those are amazing. But let's be honest, a lot of the times we can't really afford that, nor do we have the time to set that all up. Super glad that he does. He's amazing at it, but we're not Matthew Mercer, and we're not trying to be either. So honestly, my recommendation is potentially get a 3D printer. A lot of you know that I have one that I like using a lot, and you can print terrain with it, and it works generally well. However, it can be pretty time consuming. A simple large set piece could take several days to print if you're not careful. Another solution is actually a Kickstarter that reached out to me to ask if I could advertise their products, and honestly, this is something I am desperate to get my hands on. It's exactly what I want, and makes it so easy to create that 3D feel without having to kill myself. This is, well, I think it's pronounced Epic or Epoch. Basically, me and my wife outright asked them how we were supposed to pronounce this in the video, and they told us that we could do whatever we wanted. They said that most of the time it's pronounced Epoch or Epoch, but they personally pronounce it Epic, which makes me really confused as to what it actually is, but I do like it being Epic, and the spelling is just kind of fun of a weird way to say Epic, so I'm gonna call it Epic. Anyways, as I'm sure you could tell, these are magnetic dungeon tiles so that you can quickly snap together a dungeon all at once. And this is amazing and exactly the kind of stuff that I want. Not only is it infinitely reusable, you can also use it as a fog of war. If you don't want your players to be able to know what's in the next room, just don't put the room down, and you could snap it together as you go and improvise rooms if absolutely necessary. Not only that, they just look beautiful, and they really do create the 3D feel that you kind of sometimes want but can't do with things like the more flat maps sometimes. Ultimately, it comes down to money. What is it you are able to pay for, and what is it that you're going to be able to reuse? Personally, I recommend going for reusability over quantity. Being able to buy one product that you can use multiple times, such as the Yarro battle map book or the Epic dungeon tiles, really makes it so that you can infinitely reuse them, and in the long term, you don't spend as much. Personally, I'm really excited to have a mix of them, to be able to do both whenever I need it. And I'm really excited for the Epic Kickstarter to finish up to see what all we actually get. Which, by the way, that's still going. The Kickstarter ends on the 25th, and the Epic team has been really fun to work with, and I really do want to support them as much as I can. They've even offered to send me their product for free, which companies keep doing that, and it keeps blowing my mind. These are such high quality things, and I'm just getting them. I honestly feel like I don't deserve it. But seriously, if you can support them, please do so. I've left a link in the description. It's an affiliate link, so you actually do support the channel if you use it and go support them, so it's kind of a win-win situation. If you don't have the money for it, don't worry about it. But if you do, and this is the type of product that you want, I would genuinely appreciate you helping out the channel and helping them out, because they've been super kind. So, was this video just an opportunity to shove a bunch of products at you? Yeah, kinda. Like I said at the beginning, I have talked to a lot of companies, and I've turned down a lot of them. But I noticed something in particular. A lot of them would come to me and ask for specific things and just see if they could squeak an ad out of me without really doing anything. They didn't want to talk to me, they didn't want to interact with me, they wanted to get an ad and run. However, the ones that I talked about today, specifically the D&D products that came to me and the D&D businesses that I spoke with, were different. They didn't come to me with the intention of just getting me to show their product. Instead, they came to me with the intention of introducing me to it and seeing if I liked it. A lot of them just wanted to send things to me and they didn't ask for anything. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not naive. I know that they wanted me to show those things to you guys, but their first and foremost intentions were to come to me and make sure that it was a product that they thought I liked. And that's something specific that I wanted to end this video with. Yes, this was a video of me finally getting all these products that have been sent to me to you guys because I genuinely think they're amazing. But it also showed me how much of a difference there is between the D&D community and other communities. The tabletop community specifically. They've been so kind, so supportive. They've gone through so much to make sure that I was comfortable through this process. They've gone through so much to make sure that they got to know me before they cared about what it is I could do for them. And that's just not something I've gotten with other communities. And not only that, since I've been a part of this community, since I've joined with my channel, you guys have all been so supportive. Don't get me wrong, there are some of those people in the comments who just want to be negative for negative's sake, but they're far and few between. The fact of the matter is you all have been absolutely incredible, and the D&D community has been. And so while yes, I did want to make a video talking about these products, I also wanted to do it because I genuinely think they deserve your support. They've been incredible, they've been amazing, and I really do actually want to support them because I do believe in what they're doing. So hopefully you guys can all give them the support that I'm hoping to give them too, and I really appreciate all of you. Every single one of you that has made this community absolutely amazing. So go out into the world, make it your own, you beautiful bastards. Don't forget to have a great day, and never forget to play your role. Thank you. Come again.